Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you about the elements and how they may show up in your dreams, as well as some tips for using healing practices with each of these elements in your waking life. So you can really connect with that plant medicine or nature's medicine. And I have Benji right here with me. So if you see him just pop out his head, just he just wanted to participate. But we know that dreams have a really creative way of showing what needs to be worked on, addressed, your inner desires, needs, all of that stuff that's showing us from our subconscious mind. And it can also show you in a symbolic way through elements what you need more of or less in your life. So the elements have this symbolic message all in its own, that by knowing it, you can start working with this element in waking life, but with more of an intention of what exactly it is that needs healing based on the message in your dream. So, for example, if you have dreams that have like a lot of water in there, and of course, this is only one piece because you do want to look at the dream as a whole. What's happening, how you're feeling. Are you enjoying it? Is it like a nightmare? Is it like a distress type of dream? How big is the body of water in the example of water? All of those things that you probably know by watching these videos and doing your own dream work exploration. But today I'm just going to focus on what each symbol means and how you can work with them. So water generally stands for emotion. So if you're seeing a lot of water in your dreams, or this is a constant theme, then there's some emotion a brewing. It's also connected to intuition. So maybe something that you're aware of and ignoring, but it's bringing attention to something in the emotional sense. Fire is showing passion and drive, but it can also show anger in the sense of a more imbalanced element. So all of these have the ups and downs behind it, and there's not really like a positive or negative. All of these are key indicators of something. They're just signaling something and pointing you in a direction of what needs to be looked at. So fire would be that passion, and if it's too much passion in the wrong direction, then it can show up as anger or frustration. So that heated type of emotion. Also noticing that maybe the camera will pick up on some of Benji fur hair, but I'll just keep going. The next one is air. If there's like a lot of wind showing up in your dream, or just like you see trees moving because of the wind and just air in general showing up, that is more of the mental chatter and overthinking or overanalyzing things, really headspacey. That's what it's trying to show you. And when there's earth, that's usually when you're grounded and in the present moment. But sometimes too much of that can show too much rest, leaning more towards like laziness and lethargy. So notice what elements are showing up in your dreams. And then the fun part is that you can use these elements in your waking life. You can dive deeper into this in Ayurveda, which talks about the elements in your body and the different doshas. And I don't know too much about that. I'm definitely studying this in yoga teacher training, but I want to share what I do know about healing with these elements in your waking life once you find the one that you need to bring more into balance. And yeah, so another fun thing with this that I do know about is the mudras as well. Hand gestures has the idea that we have all of the elements at our fingertips too, and you can place them in a certain position to either increase, decrease, or stabilize a specific element. So I think this would be perfect for working with the elements as well. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later as I dive into these. So for the first one, healing with earth, or using the earth element in waking life, you can definitely ground yourself by being more in nature and also putting your bare feet on earth, which is called earthing. And it's an amazing process that allows you to absorb the earth's free energy. And what this does is it brings us back to the present moment. It reduces the negative emotions and anxieties, especially if you're too much in your head and you need a anchor yourself back down. And it also helps us detoxify from all the electronics that are constantly in our face. We're surrounded by daily. So connecting with nature would be great if you need more of that grounding element. Now, when we go towards wind, this, for those who know about Ayurveda, is more of the Vata dosha, and is where I typically find more of an imbalance because I'm always thinking, always up in my head. And this is what I hear a lot of people struggle with when they have sleep issues because they're overthinking. So if this is something that you need to work on more, then you can balance this and reduce the wind element in your body by practicing a mudra meditation, which is why I brought up the hand gestures. And each finger, like I said, represents a different element, and the gestures that you do, depending on the element and what you're working on, can reduce or increase these elements in your body, depending on that desired outcome. And I have a whole course on mudras for specific emotions and also to help you sleep better. So I'll leave the details for that below. But basically you can pick the mudra that you want for that desired emotion, or I would pick one for more grounding if you have a lot of that mental chatter. And just hold it for a couple of minutes, maybe put a timer or some soothing music. And that's what I mean by a mudra meditation. You have the hand gesture for a period of time as you're taking deep breaths and just focusing on that. And then that element is going to be increased, decreased, or stabilized, depending which one you're using. So that would be for the wind element. For healing with fire, and there's different other practices that you can do, but these are just to leave you with one for each. Fire, I really like doing candle gazing, which is also known as trakata. And it's one of my favorite ways to meditate, especially when I'm having a hard time clearing my mind. All you basically have to do is light a candle and soften your eyes. So just really gentle, you don't have to force it, but just turn your focus on the flame and kind of just notice as the flame is dancing, the colors around the flame, like just really helps you get into that cleansing state of mind, because fire is also very purifying and transmuting. So you can really see that with the candle gazing. And it's also so soothing. It helps me fall asleep afterwards. Just make sure that you safely put out the fire before going to bed, and don't leave it unattended. But this one is great too for stress management, I find. Here's Benji trying to readjust. You can use your favorite scented candles. I would prefer, supporting a small shop that you know, or if you need recommendations, I know a lot of amazing shops. But find your favorite one that's homemade and safe. A lot of the ones that you find at like Bath and Body Works have chemicals and aren't the safest to be burning. So definitely go with the small business. And you can set your space in a meditative manner, light your candle and just focus on the flame for as long as you feel comfortable. Maybe set a timer, and you can even close your eyes and just kind of be with that energy. So that is another way. And the last one is the water one. So with the healing with water, how you can use this is one of the quickest ways would just be to get centered somewhere with water. So if you have a jacuzzi or a pool, depending on the weather, or you can just create like a warm bath, or even just like a foot bath, whatever it is, connecting to that water element can really help. You can visualize the water washing down any negativity from your day as you're showering. So this can be a simple practice that is not even added onto your day, but just a part of your routine, but just adding that visualization while you're showering. Just kind of sensing everything that's no longer serving you flowing away as it goes down the drain. And, or you can place like a small water fountain in an area of your house or patio, using it as a focal point while meditating. I use Insight Timer, which is a free app, a lot, and you can maybe find some rain sounds if you prefer to just kind of listen to the soothing sounds of rain whatever weather it is. You can just make it with create that scenario, and that's still going to be beneficial. So those are the quick suggestions for you. Notice what elements are showing up in your dreams consistently this week, and then which one you want to work with in your everyday, in your waking life, to heal with that element and really connect to that plant nature's medicine. So yeah, I'll leave the details below if you want to learn more about mudras. All of these can be used with mudras because all of these elements are at your fingertips, and that's another way to work with all of them by reducing the water element or increasing fire or decreasing air, whatever it is. So I'll leave the details below for that course, and let me know in the comments what elements are showing up for you and which of these practices will you be doing tonight.